When they hired me to be their son, I had no idea that 3 months later they would both be dead, and I would be sitting in prison for the rest of my life for their murder. I was 19, which meant I was old enough to sign contracts and young enough to believe they mattered. The app said it was about roles: companion for holidays, stand-in sibling, temporary boyfriend for awkward weddings, son for couples who never had one or lost one or wanted to practice loving something other than themselves. Their profile photo was tasteful: 2 smiles cropped close, a sunlit kitchen behind them. They asked for a son, dinners.college talk, someone to call them mom and dad in public. The pay was generous. I told myself that generosity was a kindness, not a warning. At first it was all normal. Chores that didn't need doing, questions that drifted too long over my childhood. They wanted details: favorite cereal, first broken bone, how my father smelled when he hugged me. They watched me eat, watched me sleep on the couch during movies, watched me watch them. I learned to give answers that sounded real without costing anything. Then came the addendum. They didn't call it that, but that's what it was. A second agreement slid across the table after dessert as casually as a bill. They had friends, they said. Couples like them. Curious couples. The app allowed for subleasing, experiences all consensual, all legal. They spoke in the language of checkboxes and disclaimers as if words could disinfect what they were asking. I said no. They smiled like parents do when a child refuses vegetables. They reminded me of the contract, of the penalties, of the debt I'd owe if I left early. They began locking doors. They took my phone for safekeeping. They told me love meant sacrifice and that families stayed together. I started counting hours, steps from the kitchen to the hallway, the sound of the garage door when it opened. I practiced saying no without moving my lips. I practiced disappearing. The night it happened, they were arguing about money, about demand, about how much I was worth. I was standing behind them, holding a heavy thing because they'd asked me to move it. When one of them reached back, I understood that nothing I said would change the terms. I don't remember deciding. I remember the sound. I remember the silence afterward, thick and wrong. I remember sitting on the floor until morning, until the idea of being someone's son felt like a joke told to a locked room. Prison is quieter than their house was. In here, no one pretends to love you. No one asks you to call them anything. In here, you're just a number.